All right, here she is. This is the boat Dad and I were working on. She is a scow hull type of vessel made out of 1/2-inch plywood on the hull, and it's going to have 1/4-inch plywood on the cabin. It's going to be epoxy fiberglass all the way throughout. So I'm going to give you a tour of it. This is the boat that Dad and I were dreaming of building for the Texas 200. So I'm gonna take you on a tour. She's 25 feet long, 7 feet wide. So pretty good amount of space to build. You can see the bottom down here has been completely finished out. I'm deciding whether or not I want to put a little bit of paint on that or not. No one's really gonna see it, it's gonna be under the water, but that has 6 gallons of epoxy on the bottom. These are 2x4 runners, there's 3 of them, and it's just a flat bottom scow type of hull, so you kind of get a profile shot there of it. I'm going to take you up into the cockpit now. Get my bucket. All right, so the cockpit is 7 feet by 7 feet, 49 square feet. This is all going to be remodeled and redone. We're going to have bench seating along that rail. This is going to be back storage right here. Fuel motor is going to go right here. Electric start, full cockpit controls over here, so we can just back it from the boat ramp, turn the engine on, pull it off the trailer, put it at the dock, and set the sail rig up if we need to. Also, you could use it if you didn't want to go sailing, which I probably wouldn't, but if you ever wanted to, you could. Anyways, this is going to be a step with bench seating right here also, and then I'm going to come down about 6 inches below that coaming and put another bench all the way across there. So it's going to be adequate seating for probably 4 to 5 people back here in the cockpit once it's done. I'm going to give you a side profile shot of the boat right here. You can kind of see that I've got the sides installed. That's 1/4-inch plywood. And then the back here kind of angles towards the front. I wanted to give it a sleek look so that way water would run off. I could also put some electronics, my compass right here on the wall, stuff like that. All right, talk a little bit about the companionway. The companionway is basically the hallway inside of the boat. And the hatch for the companionway is going to be up here, and it's going to end where that seam is. It's going to follow these 2 boards right here. It's going to go straight in 50 inches. You're just going to grab a hold of it, push it forward, and it'll hit that mast step way up there in the front. That's going to give us the ability to walk inside the boat. The cabin floor to the roof is 66 inches, so I'm not a super tall guy. I'm 6 foot even, but 66 inches gives us 5 foot 6 inches of headroom. With the companionway open, I'll barely be able to see over the roof standing on the floor of that. So let me tell you about this. The sides of the boat right here is going to be 12 inches of just walking deck space. That's going to have non-skid. The gunnels are actually going to extend out about another inch, probably about like that. That's going to be decked with plywood, and it's going to give me the ability to walk on the edge of the boat. I'm probably going to put a tow board. Haven't decided how that's going to look yet, but I just want something so my foot can catch in case we're in seas and my foot doesn't slip off. Safety number 1. So, and then these boards right here, these are going to come off. These are just holding down my roof so it doesn't get twisted and warped. So, all right, let's go inside the cabin. All right, so we are inside the cabin now. I'm going to give you a front shot of the back of the cabin. Okay, I'm going to kind of kneel down so you can get a better view of this thing. All right, so right over here, this is going to be where the galley is. I've got a fridge, a 10-gallon pressurized water pump. I've got a 2-burner Coleman stove with an integrated oven. It's going to have a sink. All that's going to be built along this wall right here. Haven't really determined the layout of that. But it's all going to be right there. Over here, I'm going to have some bench seating, nav station, the electrical panel, circuit breakers, all of that. 2 12-volt batteries to run all the electronics on the boat. And then probably put some kind of bench seating right here with a table so we can eat. And yeah, and then the companionway hatch will actually slide all the way forward so we can stand up inside the boat. And I'm standing up right now, and I've got about, I can't stand up fully, but I'm not hurting either. So it's quite a bit of headroom in this boat. All right, let me show you the front of the cabin. I'm gonna sit on the steps. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the head. Those two boards are kind of where a bucket would be. I'll actually show you what it would look like. All right, so that's gonna be the head area. I've actually got like a little porta potty that'll go in there. And on the forward wall, back here in the back, is going to be 1/2-inch plywood that's going to partner with the mast to make it really, really strong structure, since there's a lot of force on that piece. And then this front wall right here is going to be foam, just to keep it lightweight. Really want to cut down on weight where I can, and so foam with maybe like a fascia board or something will do the trick there. I am going to put windows. Haven't decided if I'm going oval or if I'm going to go two long rectangles. Haven't really decided that. I'm still kind of chewing on it, but anyways, let's go look at the mast. All right, so let me go forward a little bit. This is the mast tabernacle. It's quite a thick setup. I used 2x4s because I wanted to make it really, really strong. I don't want to have any accidents. So you see my street light, I call it, is how I kind of light the whole area up. That's kind of serving as what the mast would be. That's a 3.5-inch square. So the mast will actually sit inside these two 2x4s right here. There will be a bolt, 3/4-inch bolt, that'll pivot right there, and the mast will just lay all the way back down. And I'll have a, I don't know, probably like a little field goal type of board to hold the mast back there so it doesn't wiggle. I can also set the sail in it. Anyways, one-handed operation. Since it pivots right here, you just pick it up, pin it with a bolt, and you're ready to rock and roll. Attached to shrouds. I am going to have shrouds on this boat. Basically, they're the ropes that come from the top of the mast all the way down to the sides, and so they'll run all the way up and they'll attach right over here, and that's going to give me backward tension for my jib. Planning on putting a bowsprit out of the front of this, which is essentially just going to be like a long pole that goes out of the front. It's going to run my jib, my Genoa. It's going to be roller furling, so it's going to be nice. This mast is going to fly a 190 square foot lug sail. It's going to be the same sail that Caprice flies, and then I'm going to have a 35 or 40 foot MIZZEN back in the back. That's going to be a KETCH rig, so really excited about that. I think it's going to be enough sail to get me where I'm going. This is a big boat. It's going to need a lot of power, so I'm excited about that. The mast, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the mast setup, because originally all this was going to be just walled off with plywood, and I was going to cut a small hole in here to crawl through, and I just didn't like the way that was set up. So I decided to change it. Instead of using like 1x2 lumber like this to frame the mast step with plywood, I decided to beef it up, go with 2x4s, make it incredibly strong, and then I'm still going to put 1/2-inch plywood on this wall right here just to beef it up even extra. Plus it kind of splits the cockpit into two rooms. What you're looking at here is the, I'm kind of sitting in the windshield. You can see this one and this one right here. There will be basically like a 45 angle piece of wood right here with plexiglass. And so what that's going to do is just give us the ability to, number one, support the front of the cabin, but two, splits the boat into two rooms per se. So that's what I'm going to do with the mast tabernacle. I like the design. It's really, really strong. I can jerk on this thing like this and the whole boat moves, so I know it's pretty stout. I'm going to turn around now, show you the berths. So I'm back inside the cabin, and I'm kind of going to zoom out a little bit so you can see the berth. This is a berth right over here, and this is a berth right over here. That's 28 inches by 76 inches. So plenty for a normal sized guy to get in there and cover up. Gonna have full fans. The windshield's actually gonna have a fold out hatch so that we can get good airflow in here. I'll probably have two small hatches up there in the front so ventilation can get in through the feet when we need to just keep the airflow going throughout the boat. This hatch up here, I changed this. Originally the berths were gonna be pulled back about 4 feet. I decided to move them up. Gives us a little bit more space to do other things. But also I realized I didn't need this much storage space. This is an incredible amount of storage space. So from the tip up there to right here is 4 feet. And then from this side to this side is 6 feet. So you've got, if you add all that up, the displacement here alone in this storage hatch would be over 4,000 pounds of displacement, which means that you could pretty much put whatever you wanted in here and it wouldn't matter. But the displacement comes into factor because of the buoyancy, and there has to be built-in float chambers in the boat to keep it safe, just in case there's a capsize and I needed to make sure that the boat floated upright. So this is 1,000 pounds of displacement storage space. This is going to store anchors, ropes. It's also going to store firewood when we go to the beach, chairs. I mean, you can put whatever you want in here. It's that's 17 on the inside and 4 by 4 feet. So, and it's 3 feet straight down. All right. Well, last but not least is the roof. I decided to make the roof curved. I thought it was a good look to the boat. My wife also thought it looked pretty good, so I thought that was a win-win. It's a little bit more difficult to build with the curved roof, but I do like it. It lets the water run off of it, and it also gives it a more modern look. So hope you like the tour. This is the boat that my dad and I were dreaming about building for the Texas 200. This is the boat that we were going to sail for years to come, and so I'm going to finish it in his memory and take my family out and have a bunch of fun in it for years to come, God willing. All right, we'll see y'all later.